Howdy, we're back out here at the range again today, and today I am going to be shooting one of the new targets that I mentioned in the previous videos. It is a rubber target, and here it is. So this right here is one of the many that I cut out, and this is a standard IDPA target with the exception of the Delta Zone. So I cut this out of horse stall mat. So if you see right here, here's a standard paper target, and this just sits right there over it. So I use that as a stencil, cut it out. But the nice thing about these is that they are self-healing, so I can shoot these for quite a while and then just paint over it. So this little A zone is cut out, and these are the standard box sizes for those. I'm going to be shooting this with 308 and 6.5 Creedmoor, and I want to just see how it holds up compared to the other ones we've done. So we'll be shooting those today, and we'll see how it looks. Today, got my AR-10 out here again, and we are going to be shooting Hornady Black 168 grain amax. So we're going to be shooting some groups with this today. I have not ever shot this stuff before, so this will be a good little test. We have shot the 168 grain federal match grade ammo before, so this will be a good little comparison to that. So let's get this shooting. Alrighty, 5 shots down, and let's go take a look. Alright, heading on down here to the target. I can say just from looking through the scope, this stuff looks pretty accurate so far. And I'll also show you, the other day I was out here, I shot some of the smaller rubber targets with 165 grain core locked tipped ammo from Remington, and it put a pretty significant hole in the back of these rubber targets. I forgot that I had done that, but I was walking down here and I could see these holes. I'll show you these real quick. So these are holes in the cardboard. Those right there are from 165 grain core locked. So, you know, you can see like your normal, you know, hole in the paper is something tiny like that little hole. And then these things went through and basically it chewed it up pretty well. All right, so let's look up here real close. So you see all 5 shots right there. So I was aiming probably right about here, so we were a little high there, but overall that's just over an inch for our group. So I'm very, very happy with that. Now as far as the back of this goes, boy, that really chews it up. That's a gnarly hole. So these are hitting the rubber and they're expanding, which is what they're supposed to do. But that is a gnarly hole right there for 5 shots, given the rest of this board is chewed up with all sorts of 9mm, 30 cal, everything like that. So I was curious to see what these would do, and I can't quite tell if that's focusing on that. It's pretty bright out here, but that is a pretty significant wound right there. So 5 shots down. Next we'll probably work for this little A zone right there, and then we'll probably work up to that A box right there, and we'll throw the suppressor on and see what kind of groups we can get with that as well. right, so obviously this was our first group. Next, I moved up here. So we've got our 5-shot right there. From top to bottom, that's 1.75 inches. This one, our first shot, I was aiming here, and then I saw it was up here. So again, we were still high. So I didn't bring it down yet, but then I aimed for the lower line and then brought these 4 in the zone. So that kind of skews up that group because I changed my point of aim on those. So, but as far as these 4, just over 1 inch there. Yeah, just barely over 1 inch there. And then this was the last group that was suppressed. So most of them we were actually maybe a little bit to the left, and I moved it over just 1 mil, or 1/10 of a mil, I'm sorry. And then we were hitting right, and these were it's about just under 2 inches. So I'd like those to be a little closer. I'm not shooting off a bag or anything. I'm using a bipod, but you know, each shot with the trigger pull, I could be pulling it just a little bit. So well, that's the 168 grain amax. Overall, I think they're pretty solid. Good accuracy there. I'm just out here having fun with it, so that's good accuracy for me. Now the back of the board, so if you can scoot you in a little closer here, these are the holes that we have left. So here's the rest of the target holes, and then we have our head box, center mass, body. You know, those are very, very large holes in that paper, so those are definitely expanding. I can just paint over these. It's quite windy. So leaves tiny little holes, but we are going to shoot this again, and you know, we'll see how they hold up. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that 168 grain amax. I thought it performed pretty well. Accuracy was good. That top one, I moved the point of aim just a little bit, so that one was a little skewed. Overall though, I thought it was really well. And then you could see on the back, you can see the bullet is definitely opening up, so it's doing what it's supposed to do if that's what you use for hunting or anything like that. So I think that's a pretty good round of choice.